Nice. And now we're live for the first time tonight. Definitely the first time.
Yep.
Let me bring this up here. Let's see.
Now I'm like paranoid that it's frozen.
We'll just keep an eye on it.
Let's see.
Just gonna see me do this randomly.
Just random. I wanted to pull that up.
There we go.
What was that event?
DSM, well,
DSM.
it's called the shootout now. It used to be the DSM shootout.
Okay.
They've opened it up to other manufacturers, so
Okay.
it's IDRC shootout.
Just wanted to pull up.
Which is like D-Sport magazine. Is,
Tim Connors
official
says,
host
"Oh,
of it.
hey, hello again." Not sure what you mean by that. This is the first time we've been live tonight.
All right.
There we go.
I think we're in business.
Yep. I think we're in good shape now. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Chuck does have a weird haircut. He's gone.
Full
gone-
Britney Spears.
Hit me with a number. Hit me with that number 2. That thing's on its last leg.
I got it. I'm unplugging.
Yeah. You can
Yeah,
do
that one is tough.
Just be careful when you spin it, because if you spin it too far, that's probably going to give out.
Spin what? This?
Yeah.
Now you're making me nervous.
I should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because that plastic, it's on its on its last. There you go. There you go. Now you're in
I
business.
just snugged her up. I don't know why I'm talking into
That's,
this.
We can kind of hear you.
Yeah.
We can kind of hear you. Good enough.
It's up there. It's working.
Oh yeah. Nice and tight.
Yep.
Why is Chuck's mic arm so far away? Or am I sitting far away? I might be sitting far away.
And using those is way different than these. These have yet to be replaced. That's why. Still the OG, triple OG.
Triple OG Mudbone.
Tim Connors, guys, I used the Pit Shine as lube today.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Wax the track, dude.
sales are sale.
A win is a win.
Truthfully, after he leaves here, we don't care what you do with it.
Right. It's just with, minimal exceptions. All right. Got that running. That's running. That's running. We're not jammed over there.
No, I am good.
We got a guest. We're good. Any last minute questions before we get rolling?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Excellent.
I thought you were going to say
Well,
last words.
Oh my god! I shouldn't have watched it. It didn't really show anything gruesome. The last decapitation that France ever did via guillotine. It's crazy.
That's good.
How
They
long
should bring
was
it
that?
back.
It was like 1939,
Okay.
something like that. It was enough to where it was on video.
Yeah.
And I say in color, minimal.
Some dude with the handy cam was like, "This is. I can't think of a better time to use this."
It was
Hold on.
that was the last one, and everybody was like,
What year did you say?
1939,
1977.
Holy.
70s. No way. Wait, was it?
70s are crazy. man.
September 10th, 1977.
I could have swore it said way earlier than that, because I'm like, oh, they stopped around the
What did he do?
World Wars.
That beheading.
I think there were
far out.
repeated crimes. I think if it's the same dude, unless they brought it
Brought
back,
it back.
brought it back in 77.
In Marseille. Yeah.
Throwback Thursday. We're taking
Dude,
the top.
everything says 1977.
Okay, maybe yeah. I mean,
That is not long ago.
no. Was it 30? Was that 30? No, that's way over 30.
Last execution by the guillotine, 1977.
I mean, does it show the guy?
It's got his name.
Is it guillotine or guillotine?
Guillotine? I thought it was
Guillotine,
guillotine.
yeah.
Guillotine.
In 1981, they outlawed the capital punishment altogether.
So I got to admit, like, everybody who was there partaking in it looked real somber after they did it. They were like, you know what?
Yeah, I'm sure it's not wonderful.
You know what? We probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I'm
Take
sure
that
it's-
one back.
I think they should do it again. It's way cooler than the
I'm sure it's not a
electric chair.
rad feeling.
Yeah, it can't. And yeah, 'cause
Being beheaded or watching a beheading?
All of the above.
Yeah.
I would watch it.
So this was the gentleman, was kind of had this stoic look before, but then the day of, he was just
White
like,
as a
you could
ghost.
tell, freaking the fuck out. He was not. He was trying to leave. He was trying to scurry on away.
48 years ago.
They offered him a drink, offered him a cig. He took the cig.
Obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Was he smoking the cig when they
No, right before they tried to.
did they bag the head?
They didn't show. They didn't show the actual cut. They
Well,
showed
was he like raw dogging his face, or did they strap him up?
Oh no, Well, as far as I know, his face was exposed. All of it was exposed. Yeah. The only thing, the precaution that they did.
Skit cam, yeah. Here it comes.
The precaution that they did was the executioner took a pair of scissors and cut his shirt to make sure there was no hang-ups with the clothing or anything like that.
That's an important job.
Yep.
Hey, listen, man, if you're... we can't say that word on YouTube. The P word.
Oh, right, yep.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Chop them up.
I'd say that's probably one of the fairest things you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially repeated.
Too fair.
I think they use the guillotine twice. Once on the lower head, then you go for the upper
fair.
head. Yeah.
Multiple.
You could
cuts.
spread them out, too. That's the cool part.
Yeah.
Let them heal. Then suffer again.
Repeat.
Honestly,
not a bad point.
I mean, they would quick work with this, dude. This guy was convicted on February 24th, 1977, and 7 months later, they were like, yeah, we're done.
You know what?
We're dragging it out.
Clearly, jail didn't rehabilitate you.
We've had enough.
Yeah.
Was it dead? Those guys don't reoffend, you know?
Appeal rejected on June 9th.
Them's guys.
And then on 10th September, he was informed early in the morning.
What did he do? Can you say?
Yeah, torture, murder, R-word, premeditated violence, a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
A bad guy.
Off with the head, as they say.
Yeah.
Dare I say, I think they made the right choice.
He stole a baguette.
Alcohol turned him into a different man.
Is Wade Darcy is this still a car podcast? Yes,
No.
eventually it will.
Yeah, I know. We should actually jump into that.
Yeah. Let's do that now. All right. Shook, you ready to, can you cue up the...
You feel comfortable?
I'm
You
good.
good? All right, yeah, we're talking about beheadings.
I think.
All right.
I think it's this one.
Okay. I'm just out. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Corey.si.
Hello.
Mr. Shook TD Edmund himself
Oh, hello.
is here. Chuck is away gallivanting in where the bean is, in the old Chi-Town, Chicago, the Windy City.
Lean back in Chirac.
He's so he'll be back next week. Hopefully he'll be back this weekend. Actually, might see him then. So with that said, we have our guest, a man who I've been trying to get in the studio for a little while now because he does some wild stuff with 4 cylinders and goes in a straight line really, really fast. Mr. Matt Aruda.
What's up, guys?
Thank you very much for joining us. We are going to talk to him. I'm going to do a little spiel here. Thank you, everybody, for listening, tuning in, watching, all that sort of stuff. Visit our website, revivalmotor.com. Sign up for the B4B, all that. Support us by grabbing some merch. With that said, we're going to skip callbacks, news, and hit all that stuff later so we can talk to Matt now. As I alluded to previously, Matt is in has a hobby of going fast.
Call that.
And enjoys that and has been doing that for quite some time. And he's fresh off of a couple events that gained popularity and, really kind of rattle through the whole motorsport industry, if you will. There's some quite popular things that he's partaking in. So first and foremost, the DSM shootout, or which is now the Import Drag Racing Circuit, IDRC, right? Is that correct?
IDRC, yes. They've taken over since Dave Busher is retired, I guess, so semi-retired.
So this was the one where, was it the Shepherds a while ago?
Correct.
They had crazy Mitsubishi Eclipses that ran ridiculous numbers.
Yes, you're talking John Shepard, which was pretty much in charge of all the fast cars, doing the transmissions for mainly DSMs, Evo, and then since transitioned to a lot of GTR, and I think now he's even on the V10 platform. So
okay.
it's hard to get him to do Mitsu tranny these days, but
He's just
still the man.
Yeah. So I again vaguely remember Shepherd Racing and one of their Eclipses being featured in Modified magazine, if I recall.
The maroon
yes.
1G.
Yep. Absolutely wild car.
What's that guy's name? John Shep?
John Shep, yes.
He had the green oil. Green oil? Is that guy?
No,
not that
I'm thinking Brad Penn.
Brad Penn, my bad. Yeah, that was big
stuff.
in the Evo world.
Different.
Okay, yeah. I just remember because my first car that I had on the road was a purple Mitsubishi Eclipse, that old 4g63 Power.
Ejectocito.
When I knew nothing about nothing and shit about fuck, and thought I was cool because I had an autometer air fuel ratio gauge.
The little blinky light.
Right. Yeah, there's one of the cars.
Stoic.
That was Josh right there.
Yeah, no, Josh was right back here, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Matter of fact, me, who was it?
Wayne Sanishell, maybe?
Probably Wayne and Dave Prue all went to one of the shootouts that they had at Raceway Park, I want to say.
Okay, yeah. One year they did have it there.
And just to go and see it, again, not really understanding what I'm witnessing or even part of, just at least there to participate.
Yeah.
But I was maybe 19, something like that, 20, something along those
Good
lines.
times. I do remember that one. There was a little drama in the industry. It's always been at the Summit Motorsports Park in Ohio, because Dave Busher is the original host of it. And I believe that year that they did it at Englishtown there was some drama between
facilities or
different promoters, and they ended up dividing the East Coast, West Coast, or whatnot in it.
Drag racing is a lot like boxing.
A lot of drama.
Right? It's a lot like boxing. You got the lead up to the fight.
A lot of shit
talking the entire time. You got promoters, like you said, different venues that you can have it at.
Champions in the same weight class in different areas.
Right, that's true.
A lot of bets.
Yeah.
Tons of bets. Big tire, small tire. He's on this. Give
me two in the break.
So how did you find yourself in this hobby and kind of trending that way in the car world?
Man, it goes way back. So since I was, first got my license back 25 years ago, you're talking now, I had started with, my first car was like a Ford Taurus SHO.
Yep.
And
beautiful. Yamaha powered?
Yes.
Yeah.
SHO on them.
Yeah.
I'd bought it for my brother. My parents wouldn't let him buy a Mustang. He wanted a Mustang, and he said, no kid in this house is going to have a Mustang for first car. So he talked them into allowing him to buy an SHO, because my mom had a regular Taurus. And she's like, yeah,
shows one hell of a car.
It's not the same car, obviously. So
right.
5-speed. And then when I turned 16, I had bought it from him.
What color was it?
It was silver.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
So it was a fun car, and that was my baby. And I take it off the road in the winter because, I want to keep it nice.
Yep.
And I ended up acquiring a GTI from a friend of mine that I worked with that had no motor. So I put a motor in it, and before that, I had taken the SHO to the drag strip, and it ran like a 15.8 or something ridiculous. So I thought that was the fastest thing in the world. And the springtime came around, the track opened up, and I was itching to go drag racing, and the show wasn't back on the road yet. So let me take the GTI down track, and it ran like a 14.9. And I was like, that's it. SHO's going to the wayside. Sold that thing, never looked back. And then from there on, I was kind of like a, Volkswagen Euro enthusiast.
Yeah.
I had turboed the GTI with some cobbled together stuff. Like, I don't know, we took a Volvo turbo and made our own manifold, and I couldn't afford real fuel injection. So we took some cold start injectors and welded them in line in the pipe with some Hobbs switches.
And just added them.
They turned on as the boost increased, and it worked. I think we ended up going like 1290s.
That's
with that
wild.
thing.
Yeah.
That was, a while ago. So it was fun, and we did what we could with what we could afford.
The Mad Max fuel injection.
Pretty much. Exactly. And I got all these ideas from hanging out with Tony Garcia, Grand National guy.
I was going to say, I vaguely remember the connection there with Tony.
Yeah.
For those who obviously aren't going to understand or know, Tony Garcia was not related to me, by the way.
I was about to ask.
I wish. Was a known dude in the Fall River car world. Still is for the most part.
In the Buick industry, he was known around the world. So,
like
but he was local to us
at the time. I think pushing 8 seconds, right, for a Grand National way back when.
Yep.
And we're talking full on drag spec Grand National.
He's the GOAT.
And then I think there was, dare I say, because the connections that were made, where Wayne befriended him and a bunch of us kind of started hanging out there. Is it safe that kind of led him to the Mitsubishi stuff as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Wayne got a lot of his hand-me-down turbo stuff. So as Tony would upgrade, he would, give him a turbo or whatnot, and that ended up on Wayne's car. And at that time, I don't think anybody was really running that fast. Maybe 12 seconds with a DSM, and Wayne was in the 10s.
Yeah.
With cobbled together hand-me-downs from the Grand National guy in the neighborhood. So
right.
it was like that turned me on to holy shit, these things have a lot of potential.
Capable, yeah.
Yeah. So I always knew of the DSM platform. Never owned one, and I was struggling at the time with keeping transmissions in the Volkswagen. So I had since graduated from that street GTI and built at the time they classified it as like a hot rod chassis. So anything with a removable fiberglass front nose or bigger than a 26-inch or 24-inch tire.
Yep.
And so you had like sport front wheel drive and then hot rod. So I had a hot rod chassis, and that thing was just super dangerous to drive. It would break axles, and I had crashed it once, I believe, when an axle broke in the spool. It had a spool instead of a LSD, so it drove under its own power with one axle and turned me into the wall about half track. So after that, I was like, I'm done with this thing. It's just too scary to drive. Couldn't get it down the track. And I was hanging out with the infamous Performance brothers, Tercio and
another
Tiago Botello. They were
another wild
group Mitsu guys from the city.
Also crazy S2000, right?
Correct.
And as crazy as it sounds, a wild Hyundai Tiburon. Is that the same? That was Timmy. Okay.
Yes.
Timmy Tibby?
I do remember that vehicle, but yeah, not related.
Okay.
And at the time, Wayne still had his 10-second DSM, and then the Botello brothers had theirs, and they were, I want to say, already tickling the 8s. So I was like always harassed by them, like, what the hell are you doing with this Volkswagen shit? You're just driving yourself into debt, and you're not going fast. And you see what we're doing with limited stuff. They were on stock ECU. I had full-blown standalone automotive system.
Right.
The technology I had in that thing was like far exceeding what they were doing. They're like, man, you got to scale it back. If you're dead set on that chassis, let's put a Mitsu motor in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm over it, because the dog box at the time I think was like $8,000, and I was like, I'm not opposed to it. They gave me the parts list of what I needed to buy, and I started collecting parts. So I was like, besides the fab work, I know the rest of it is attainable. So I had built a motor, sold off all my 16-valve turbo stuff to Kyle Vieira.
Yep.
Another person you've had on the podcast before with the Mustang. And he was running his Jetta at the time, so he was more than happy to take all my built transmission stuff and engine. I think he was converting from 8-valve to 16 at the time, so I hooked him up with all that and built this pretty normal Mitsu motor, nothing crazy, but enough to support what they're telling me is going to make like 800 horsepower. So I was pumped on it, had collected everything, and...
What year is this?
Oh, this is going 2008. Roughly
800 horsepower in 2008.
It's wild. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
It's the Millennium Falcon.
And this is stock ECU DSM Link, which is
wild.
Just not really a chip, but like a live tuning software for it. So
yeah, well, it enables you to get in and start changing parameters.
AMV1 was maybe available at the time, so if you had a lot of money, you could do that.
This was in what chassis?
At the time, it was a Mark III.
Did you have
no? Mark III GTI
hatchback?
Black. Yes.
Did it have a big Motec sticker on it, or a link?
The previous owner possibly, because it came out of Jersey. I bought that chassis prepped from a kid by the name of Justin that lived in. Actually, it was Queens, New York. So I think he did run Motec. So at the time, maybe, but when I was running it, no.
Okay, because I remember long time ago going to IFO and seeing a Mark III hatchback, and I was like, this is the only guy here with the literally the only. I think there might have been 2.
Yeah, there was not a lot of them. The East Coast has a decent amount of fast ones, but in our area, I think me and Kyle were the only ones that were drag racing them.
Yeah,
and he was actually most successful than me with smaller motor and everything. He took it a little further.
Because I was going to ask, is like, how do you go about like, oh yeah, I want a Mark III chassis, and you said you found one from this dude in Queens, but like, not like they're just ample of them.
The only reason I bought that one is I needed a cage at the time because we were creeping up on that 1150 mark with the other chassis, and it was cheaper for me to buy a prep chassis
And
than
just
to sub it out and have somebody do the cage. At the time, I didn't know Victor.
Mm-hmm.
I did, but he was fresh off the boat. Like literally, I met him when I was 15. He had just moved here.
Yeah.
He was working for his father, doing like raw iron, ornamental ironwork stuff. But yeah, so I picked that thing up and had sold off my other chassis, and that was just downhill from there. Raced it a little bit, did some of the Waterfest events. I think we got it to go maybe like 1250, but it was just sketchy. We could never get it down the track safely. So,
do you feel that was limiting, that the chassis was limited and just how to handle
my
it?
Budget was
okay.
Okay. It definitely needed a real LSD. So that at the time I think was like $1,100. And,
Yep.
You know, I was in probably freshman in college.
Yep.
No money, working on a part-time income, and what else did we do with that thing?
Yeah, you had 800 horsepower though.
Well, the Mitsu, my Mitsu friends were. I think that time I was probably about 550 with the 16 valve, which was respectable. The car was pretty light; it was like 2,000 pounds.
Yep.
So,
That's still crazy in
I
today's
think-
for a 16 valve. I mean, that's a lot of power.
yeah,
That's a lot.
it was fun.
I think I have pictures of your car. Like when I first started taking pictures, I remember that car.
There's probably videos on streetfire.net if you look up like.
Is that
Probably on the
website
Tony
even still
Garcia.
alive?
And I think on there's a video of it catching fire.
Oh,
So that was
no.
another
Typical
one.
Volkswagen shit.
We had broke a fuel line right out of the burnout, and it wasn't big fire, but enough to tear up some stuff and end our day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Back then, did you have a goal in mind numbers wise?
I wanted to go single digits with the thing.
Okay.
And it just wasn't going to happen without spending a lot of money on transmission. So, like I said, the LSD, the dog box, that was the two big things that I really needed to probably bring it to the next level.
Yep. What were you doing for axles as well?
It was mainly stock axles. At the end, I did have DSS axles, which was a huge investment. I think like $1,500 or
Drive
something at the
shaft
time.
shop.
Right.
But again, we're familiar with Volkswagen. One axle is really long, and the other one's short. Doesn't have a carrier.
Yep.
Similar to a Honda. So the thing would torque steer like crazy. It was just super nerve wracking. If you couldn't get it to leave and go straight,
Yep.
it would just pull you all over the place.
We definitely can't play this because it's YouTube. But is that it?
No, that looks like Mark IV.
that's
Oh, it said
not
Mark
it.
III. The video is this quality the whole way
The
through.
burnout is Volkswagen Golf Mark III catches fire from a burnout.
Yeah.
Crazy. All caps.
Yeah. I was like, there's no way you can still find it. Street Fire is not around anymore, unfortunately.
I didn't think so.
Figures.
So
Yeah.
so what was the limitation of the trans? Did it block you? Not like, because they're cable.
I ended up going. We did away with the 020 stuff pretty early on. Went to the 02A, and that was cable, but it would just block me out of shifting.
K series shit.
With
basically.
such a big turbo, you have to keep that thing in the R's to really get it to keep the horsepower up.
Stay there, right.
And that's when the chassis would unsettle. So if we'd pull it out into the next gear, it would fall out of boost, and then the thing would just come on after the chassis was unsettled, and
Re-squat,
that would really
Just
make it
in a
get
bad
all over the
position,
place.
yep.
So if we can get it into gear and rip through and keep everything settled, it would go down straight.
Dude,
But
that is
very-
true. Like you're being humble with what you're fucking trying to contain a raging bull.
pretty much. Yeah.
Realistically, with
eating
this
a
thing.
hunk of steel.
Right,
down.
this thing that you don't know how it's going to react or if it's going to actually do what you want it
Yeah.
to do, and then
This
adjust
is
from
With the
there.
drag race, and you run such a big turbo, it's really reliant on having to keep that thing in.
That momentum and
Yeah.
everything going.
This is also like the dawn, not the dawn of drag racing, but like for import stuff, like the late, we'll call it 2000s because
Mhm.
2010. In that era, we didn't even Civic guys were like, "Oh, we're doing stiff rear shocks," and then after mad long, they figured out, "Oh, saggy rear shocks is better because it absorbs that yeet whenever
Yeah.
you." But
Mhm.
Mark III, I guess, the same shit as Hondas. You'd have to shift like viciously, and K series would lock you out. So same problem.
Correct.
our cameras going nuts.
Do you know a gentleman by the name of Zach Martin?
Yes.
There goes.
Yep. I've known him for a while. He's
I follow him on Instagram because he's
still
got.
pushing the platform, and I give him credit because it takes a lot of money at this level.
I follow him, and he's got a wild car setup. I think as long as I mean, this car,
That's cool.
seeing the way this thing runs
Yep.
and gets down.
Zach's a good dude. He's made some big investments.
Yeah.
As of lately, I think he's even got the billet block and all that stuff. So
Yeah, he's got some photos. He's such a good follow. If you're interested in this stuff, I mean,
He's got the CCC sticker, which is like, I didn't even know that they did Volkswagen stuff, which is cool. That
I
was like a
think
big-
our ATEM just crapped the bed, so we'll just, let it do its
Audio
thing.
it is.
You can
Let it
kill. I
ride.
was gonna say you can kill the video if you want, just because it's just not.
but
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
all
that.
good. Yeah, no, he's
um,
a good dude.
Yeah, so I mean, this guy, I don't know what he makes with horsepower, or actually, truly, I don't even know what he does for times. But I see that stuff, and
He's gone fast enough to qualify for World Cup, so that's something to say in itself because World Cup's the ultimate
Yeah.
race for any import drag racer, and he's attended multiple of them. So
Yep.
I would
Yep.
assume that things are 1,100 horsepower.
Yeah, it's following along with him and what he's got going on is incredible. And then now, like seeing, it's gonna sound really cheesy, but do you remember there was a show? It was like the ball guy. And what is the name? But we talked about it on here before.
Pinks.
Yes, and I would always okay. And I would always, the guys who'd show up with the Hondas, the fourth cylinder cars, the DSM cars, all this stuff, I'd be like, that's so cool. Like, obviously, everyone gets the big horsepower, the big block, Chevy, all that stuff. But when you get